Hello friends, welcome to another video on Power BI. In today's video we're going to talk about a very small item which is basically on data preparation using PowerQuery. It's very commonly asked like, okay, we have a date range and we have two columns with start date and end date, and then we want to create another column or a rows to give us the last date or the first date of each month between that date range. So let's say if our start date is January 1st, 2020 and last date is 31st December 2021, we want, like, this is 2 years data, so we want like a last date of each month starting from January 2020 to December 31st. So how we can do this, it's a pretty simple transformation, and we will use list function, and I will just walk through what each function we're going to use in this and then how the transformation will happen. So let's look at Power BI 5. So here what I have is a table with two columns. I just manually entered that table here, so which is start date and end date. So this again January 2020 to 31st December 2021. So what we want to do is, the second step is of course creating a changing the type to a date. So I'm going to start writing this if M code here to convert this into a last date of month for each month between this date range. So let's call it a last date of month. So the first thing what we want to do is we want to create a list of all the dates between start and end date. So to create a list, I just want to show you a simple thing. If you never seen this before, maybe you already, but if you put something in curly brackets, you give the start and with two dots and then the last value, this will give you a list. So if we just simply put this column like curly bracket and then start value, so as you can see this becomes a list column. So if I just click on the empty space, so what we see is 1 to 10. So that's what it does. Now the same thing what we're going to do here is, so this was just an example, so we're gonna get the range of the dates between the start date and end date. So what we can do is we can use the columns start date and dot end date and put it into curly bracket. Sorry. So will this work? Let's just double check. So we are getting the error because a type dates, it does not work because we cannot use the range as a type as a date. So what we can do here is we can convert this into a number. So date is actually stored as a number. So what we can do is number, we can take a function number from start date and then two dots and then number from end date. So if we now look at the list, so this will give us these numbers. So what these numbers is, this is like the date representation, the number representing a date. So starting from 43831, which means January 2020 till 31st December. So now we have the X number of dates. So let's count how many dates these are. So if I just use list.count, that's a function, and within so there's a 731 days basically turning out to be. So that's the first thing. So now we go to the date range. I'm just going to remove the list.count here. So now we have the date range. What we're going to do is convert this into a date and find the last date of the month. So before we do that, actually let's keep on doing. So we're going to use the function list transform. So what the list transform allows us to do, so I'm just going to the start of this function. So go list dot transform. So if you see, what it does is it needs the first parameter as list and the second parameter transform as function. So we can do anything, whatever we want the transformation for the each item in the list. So we have list to transform. So we created number from start date, number from end date is our list, and then comma. So now the transform function. So each means we're gonna iterate through the each item in the list, and the underscore means here is the value in that item in the list. So underscore is, in this case, if I do this, is the number 43831 43832, the date we saw. So what we can do is, we can, the way we convert a number, date to number, we are going to convert now number to date. So there is a function which is date from this. So what does this means is, we are, this underscore is giving us the each item in the list. So let's say it's 731 days, so we're iterating over 731 days and taking the each value and converting it into date, and then we have a function date end of month. If we want the start of month, we can say start of the month, but let's say we want end of the month. So we close this, and now we close the list.transform. So if we do this, so what we're going to get, so if I say okay, so now we have a list, but we have the, now the date with all the dates converted into the last date of the month. So this is giving us like now 731, so basically all the dates, but we want that distinct because we don't want everything. So what that would be, list dot distinct. Okay, so that's what it is. So now the list would contain only, so as you can see, if I expand the list, will be easier to see. Extract values. So now what we're going to do is, we see all the dates here, so we can extract that. So what we're going to extract value, expand to new rows. So what you will see is insert step. So what you see here is, now we have 31st January, 29th of February, so forth, so on, up to 31st December 2021. So we have 24 rows, 12 for each year. So we get 2 years of data. So now we can simply create get the last date of the month within the date range. Now, I just quickly want to go through this these functions step by step, because I put this all in one function, but let's create like a step by step. So first we do the innermost step is to get the date range, right? So this is hang on a second, I did something wrong here. Yeah. So the first step, what we're doing is we're getting the date range. So that's what it is. So let's add another, I'm going to change this to step 1. Step 1 is, let's rename it, oh sorry, cancel. So let's rename it to, step 1 is rename get range. So first step we're doing is getting the date range. So let's add another column, and so that we can look into each step step by step. So the second step is, let's call it step 2. What we did in the second step, list.transform. So I use the range, but now we have the list already stored in the column which is last date of month. So we will use that. So last date of month, and then what we did is each. So each means we're going to through the each item in the list. And as I said, underscore gave us the value of the item in the list. So we're going to date from this underscore. So let's first look only this part of this step. So step 2 is giving us now the date. So as you can see, we are getting all the dates. So 741 dates. And now the third step, what we did in this one was, in this step, what we did is, what was the date from, we converted into date dot end of month function, so, and close it. So now as we see 1 2 3 4 5 6, like each date of the month. So this will give us, so if we look in the step 2, so we are getting the last date of the month. And so that was the second step. So the last step in this was step 3. Okay, step 3 was, so whatever did we in the previous step, which was a step 2, we took the distinct value list. So this, the step 2 column name is step 2. So then we got the distinct value of that. So that was our step 3. So now we have the unique values, and that's what we then expanded. So what I did all the steps in one. We collapsed all the step in one function, but you wrapped steps within each function. But here you can have those separate steps as well to better understand that. So this is the one way to do this. Now the second question comes is also let's create another table here quickly. I want to show another use case where this could be another a use case where we need to get the last date of a month. So for example, we have a start date which is, let's say, 2020 0101, and then we have a number of months. Let's say we have another column, it's 3 here, and let's say we have another record 2021 0101, and number of months is 2. So we have 2 rows. So this is table 3. So now we don't have the end date, but we have the start date only. So that's table 3 shows up in here. Okay, so this is what it is. So what we want to do is, from start date, with the number of months given, we want the last date of each month, starting from start date plus adding these many months to the start date. So how we can, let's create this step by step. So I'm going to create a custom column. Step 1, again the step 1 is to get the range. It's pretty straightforward. Step 1 is the column name. So the range we did is list. We want to create a range of dates. So start date, and now since we don't have a end date, we can really create the end date. How we can create that? We can say date dot add months. So we can add the months. Oops, so there is a function. So we can add months to our start date, and how many number of months? The column what we have, -1, because it's inclusive of the start date. So if we say, if I don't do -1, so what it is going to do is it's going to create a January, February, March, April. If we want inclusive, then this will be, you don't need to -1. But if you want to be only up 3 months, so then it's January, February, March. So then I need to subtract -1 from the number of months. So what I did is date dot add months, start date, number of months to add, and then close the curly bracket, because that is what will give us the date range. Why we're getting this error here? Oh, sorry. Start the function. So okay, here you go. So now what this did is, there is an error. Why there is an error here? Let's quickly double check. Oh, because we did not converted this to number. So what we need, again the mistake I did, number dot from, so that is our start date, and then the second, when we created the number from, okay, perfect. So now we should have the list. So now we have a list, in this case starting from 2020 for 3 months. This will be January, February, March, and this one will be January and February. So let's continue. So the step 2 would be transform. So to get the last date of the month within that from the list. So step 2, it is list dot transform. Transforming which column? We are transforming step 1 column, and each, what we're doing is date from underscore, because that is the list item value. So converting number to date, and then getting that date to this end of month. I don't know why I'm saying last. So end of month, and then we're closing this parenthesis, and then we're closing the list transform parenthesis. So if we do that in step 2, so what we will see the last date of the month for the date range. And the step 3 was, again, this all can be combined in one function, but I'm just showing what each step is doing. Step 3 would be get the list dot distinct of step 2. Okay, now step 3 is the one, so we are getting January, February, March in the first bracket, and in the second bracket we're getting January and February. So now if I expand this, expand to new rows, so I can remove these columns, I don't need those. So here you go, what we have is, in the first case we have a 3 months, so that January, February, March, and in second case we have from January and February. Anyhow, this has been asked on Power BI community forum quite a lot, many times, and also there are tons of solutions already on this, but I thought, okay, let me do this video as well, just to walk through each functions, to understand what each function is doing, those list functions. I hope you learned a few things out of this. You can use this list dot transform in many other areas as well, depending on what you're trying to do. But I hope this give you an idea how you can use those list function, how you can create those ranges, putting curly bracket start date, start range, and then 2 dots and the end range. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Do subscribe my channel. Until next video, have a good day. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.